Hey, disappointed, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums. I waited 7 days to meet a guy so that we can discuss on my short film project. I waited 7 days for today, and it's typhoon signal number 8 right now, so the meeting is canceled. So God knows when will I be able to leave my apartment again. Anyways, I will be doing a review on the latest Sevdaliza album, Shabrang. And I've been wanting to do a review on this album for quite some time already, but never got the chance to because there are just so many friggin' albums that are being released. But here I am talking about this album, which is released like 4 weeks ago. Anyways, Sevdaliza is a Dutch-Iranian art pop alternative R&B singer, songwriter, as well as producer, and this is her sophomore album. And yeah, going into the album, I realized that this album is very quiet. The atmosphere is incredibly raw and alluring, and this album is incredibly quiet as well. And because the album is so quiet, we're actually focused on the production and the vocals a lot on this album, and there's a lot of subtlety and nuance of inside the production and the vocals on this album, and it's actually really nice and actually kind of beautiful. And yeah, Sevdaliza also infused some Persian musical influences on this album, which I really enjoy. And I also like her vocals, given how shivery and vibrating, vibrato her vocals are. But still, that being said, there are still a few moments on the album which I feel are a little bit too stripped back for my liking, and neither on those tracks do the instrumentals pop all that much, but still I do enjoy a good chunk of the tracks on the album. The album opens off with Joanna, with its bitter finger-picked guitars and its fading strings in the background. Very beautiful production, I have to say. I also really love the dejected folky vocal melodies of this track. However, this track just doesn't progress as much throughout the entire length. And then we have the title track. The singing is very faint and creaky. The instrumentals are incredibly quiet and minuscule and clustered, and not in a way I think it means to be. However, the track Lamp Lady is a great track with a smoky, twangy guitar sample, a very nice percussive groove, as well as some really amazing strings towards the back end of the track. And I also really love the ambiguity of the track. Again, this album is very atmospheric, and the ambiguous atmosphere is just fantastically built on this track. The track All Rivers at Once feature more guitars, except this time they're moody, more atmospheric, even dreamy. And this track is essentially a 90s rock ballad, but with very loose instrumentals that get more and more clustered, and overall a nice track as well. The track Habibi features beds of sad violins and pianos and chilling vocals as well, but they're very densely, thickly auto-tuned. And this track is not as sonically focused as I would have liked it to be, unfortunately. And we also have the track Dormant, which is also one of the better tracks on the entire album. The vocals are more in the higher range, and we get these drony, glitchy instrumentals that are very abstract, and they're fantastic. I love the clicky percussion and the faint keyboards on this track as well. The track Wallflower, I actually kind of enjoy it. I actually like the track Wallflower. It's kind of weird how the intro of the track and the choruses are simply spoken word with a touch of effects, and then in the other parts of the track, it's essentially trip hop at its hoppiest. We get these constant drums that are very smooth, and also these bitter vocal melodies, which are really nice. And then we have the track Gole, Goldoon, which is a track that's entirely in Persian lyrics, and it is incredibly beautiful when they're being sung over these really beautiful somber pianos as well as swelling strings. There's a certain skeletalness, there's a certain nudity to this track that's really beautiful and humbling, and that's amazing. Also, we have the track Darkest Hour, which starts off pretty slow and slightly sloppy with its quiet and downtrodden pianos, and it's just very loose in the beginning. In the second half, we're introduced to a very constant, danceable synth beat, which is really, really nice, though I don't think the transition is all that smooth. The track Oh My God is a big track on the album. It's easily the catchiest track on the entire album. It's very hooky. The vocal samples are very sticky. The way they're being chopped up is really nice as well. I like the tight trap beat, and I actually kind of like how unenthusiastic the vocals are. It makes this track very cold and icy. Also, we have the track Eden, which is also a very trippy, hoppy track with its scratchy tones and wailing instrumentals. The track Human Nature is another track that's heavily auto-tuned on the vocal department of things. The beat is very, very tiny, and we also get these screaming, echoey strings in the middle and towards the end of the track. However, all of these elements in the song just don't blend all that well together, in my opinion. The track No Way is a very sad piano ballad, though it feels like it's one of the more average sounding tracks on the entire track list. The track Rhode, even though the singing is very creaky, I still really love the sinister, dark hi-hat vibes of this track. And hi-hat, I mean the hi-hat on the drums. The drums on this track is one of the better ones on the entire track list. And the album ends off with Comet, which is an incredibly dramatic and cinematic ending to the entire album. We get these pianos that are very free. They're not, constructing a groove or motif at all. It's very free. They're very sprinkly and runny and intense, and the instrumentals overall are really, really dramatic, and I really love that. It's almost like I entered a hotel in my dream, and in the lobby someone playing the piano, except it's not a happy hotel. It's a hotel where a nuclear war is happening outside, and that's the kind of feeling I get from this track, where it's like these pianos are sort of expressing the feeling of remorse and sadness, and it's incredibly beautiful. So yeah, overall, Sevdaliza Shabrang is a very beautiful album. The production is amazing on this album. The vocals are really nice as well. However, there are still a few moments, few and far between, that are somewhat stationary, a little bit average still, but amazing album nonetheless. Good album nonetheless. My favorite track here is either the last track or Lamp Lady. Yeah, and my least favorite track here is the title track. I'm giving Sevdaliza Shabrang a strong 7 out of 10. So, have you listened to the latest Sevdaliza album from Rhode? Did you rate it, like it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. I will be reviewing the latest Sufjan Stevens, Open Mike Eagle, and clipping very soon. Yay.